I'm back with the video. We could be reacting to Depth of Society, Rainbow Factory fanfic reading Pony Grimdark by the Lost Narrator, suggested to me by myself, pretty much. I found this video and wanted to do it. Yes, it's dark. Yes, there's a light right there and it hurt. Actually, I might be smart for a change in my life. That was the wrong button. Hold up, people. Turn these things off, make it more spooky. I need a life. I mean, it's dimmer. Nah, it's too dim. Too dim for me, boy. Too dim. That's better. Okay. We'll keep it like that. Not gonna be the best of lighting, but I don't have a ring light, so shut up. The best I can do. Anyways, I have tried the freaking first. I have tried reacting to the Rainbow Factory so many times, at least 5, and I've always had issues with the freaking audio, which right now I'm actually going to go and check, make sure it's recording in .mp4, the format MP4. If it's not, that's a freaking problem. There we go. Yes, it is right there, .mp4. Okay, sometimes it goes to .mkv, and I don't know why, but sometimes it does. So, gotta make sure that don't happen. Okay. But let's go again. This is going to be a pretty long video, an hour 11 minutes, 49 seconds. So this video might be like 3 hours long. Sit back. Well, never mind. Corey, I can't steal your stuff.
The following reading contains subject matter that some listeners might find disturbing or difficult to hear. Listener discretion is advised.
My life is advised.
The following fanfic was the Rainbow Factory 10th Anniversary Contest winner. It was selected by the original author of Rainbow Factory, Aurora Dawn, and a team of judges. My contribution to the contest was to make an audio adaptation of that story for my channel, which you will hear now. Congratulations to the author Mushroom Pone on your win.
Okay, I did not know that. I don't think I've ever seen this reaction, or this reading, by the way. Never Ending Nightmare. Oh, that's fun. Don't y'all love Never Ending Nightmares? I don't. Y'all do, y'all psychopaths. Let's be honest with ourselves now. Y'all do, y'all psychopaths.
This was the first August in Scootaloo's memory that wasn't dominated by the looming stress of returning to school. In many ways, it felt good. There was a freedom to it, of course. A longer period of relaxation than she had possibly ever had.
Hold up just a minute. I just clicked R. I read.
Reading contains subject matter that some listeners might...
I clicked that 3 times. Awoken. Okay, that's just a song. Okay. I feel like there was another. This ain't the right thing I'm thinking of. I mean, I'm still going to react to it anyways. Hey, it's a freaking... Okay. Probably have to rewind a little bit. Yeah, let me rewind till I see the letters. Well, dang.
Put primary. Herself memory. That wasn't...
Jeez, I really only 57 seconds in and I'm already 4 minutes into my video. Dang. Anyways, holy crap. So this might not be what I was thinking. Actually, hey, I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
To these walls for many years.
But I didn't know. I've been having these nightmares and
No, I never heard this. Okay, that was... I could have sworn there was like another freaking...
Anyways, it felt good.
I could have sworn there was another freaking Rainbow Factory, like a part 2 where Scootaloo was actually in the Rainbow Factory trying to get out. I could have sworn there was. And she was like, there was doors everywhere. She was trying to get out and all that. Am I not remembering correctly? This ain't it.
There was a freedom to it, of course.
But hey,
a longer period of relaxation than she had possibly ever had.
Go.
The anticipation of many months to pause, reflect, and figure herself out.
Wasting my time, bro.
But in many other ways, it felt terribly wrong, like a missing tooth or a torn put primary. As Scootaloo stepped off her aunt's front porch and marched purposely across those first precocious golden leaves, she couldn't help but feel that she was forgetting something. Couldn't help but mourn the well-worn weight of her missing backpack. couldn't help but try to recall what paths she might wear through those
That is
familiar
very
halls
bright.
in the coming year. She had been in school a long time,
I wanna put
longer
the
than
atmosphere
anyone
for you
expected,
guys.
to be
I
honest,
wanna do the
least of all her.
atmosphere.
When she had finished at Ponyville Primary, she had proudly moved on to Twilight School in Canterlot. From there, it was only a matter of time before she rose through the ranks to a teaching position. Twilight had planned it out, of course. No avoiding it.
It's taking.
Except there was. Scootaloo did her best to shake.
Oh yeah, I won a quintillion%. I'm gonna like it. I might regret that. Why is it lagging? It is lagging. Okay. 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 I think it's good. It was lagging for a second. This was uploaded 3 months ago. I have never in my life heard this reading.
Shake off the wave of guilt
I thought I might
as
have.
she wound herself through the
Nope.
streets of Ponyville. After the
3 months
guilt
ago?
came the sharp stabs
Dang.
of other memories. Fact blended with fiction. A terror which struck her
You
heart
fiction, but-
ice cold. She
My
shook
bad.
that off as well. The stiff polyester vest she wore sawed into the back of her neck with predictable accuracy, and Scootaloo tried to twist her head to avoid the pain. The vest did not relent, however. It only
vest.
drove deeper into that peach fuzz fur at the scruff of her neck. Scootaloo tugged at the collar, shifting it to and fro, and only finding more creative ways to make her neck ache.
Still here, huh?
Scootaloo stiffened at the unexpected voice. A scrawnier than average cult
that
smirked
button
up at
mash?
her from the curb in
It
front of
sounds
the
like
video
button mash.
store.
No.
He, too, wore a polyester vest.
No.
Though his seemed more certain, more
swear.
confidently worn into place. He
No.
also had a name tag, an addition to the outfit which newbie
It can't
Scootaloo
be.
had yet to obtain.
It can't be.
Don't know why you're surprised. Literally every morning. I told you, Rumble, I'm home for good.
Okay, no.
Sure. I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay, now we don't saw that button mash. Maybe my brain's just playing tricks on
Scootaloo
me.
said
I'm
nothing.
tired. Okay, I got
Just
off an
rolled
8-hour
her
work
eyes
shift.
and stepped
Maybe
out
that's
of the
the reason.
way.
I
as
don't
Rumble
know.
unlocked the door. The video store was new, of course.
Have we heard of
but
Rumble
it didn't
before?
smell it. The salty,
No.
greasy stench of popcorn
Guys, shut up
had
behind
already
me.
worked its way deep into the ugly,
Obviously,
swirling
'cause we have freaking
carpet,
shadows constantly on it.
accented by the occasional whiff of sour plastic and generic
Ugh.
cleaner. Much like Rumble's red vest, it sagged into place with a sense of purpose and belonging. It might have been a new addition, but it had been here forever.
How did this win
and
the
it would be
contest?
here
This
for
ain't no
another
Rainbow
forever.
Factory style,
Last
bro.
in makes popcorn.
Rumble instructed,
Maybe it get better. Maybe
pointing
it'll
to
get
the
better.
rinky-dink
I
popcorn
doubt it, but
machine
maybe it'll get better.
behind the checkout counter.
Highly
Have
doubt
fun
it.
smelling like a butterball.
No fair, dude. You live across the street.
Rumble shrugged.
Well, life ain't fair, Scoots.
Scootaloo
Got that
had made a
right.
sound under her breath, something venomous and vitriolic, but ultimately said
And
nothing.
what?
Out of the corner of her eye,
Never heard
she
that
could
word
have
before in
sworn
my
she
life,
saw
bro.
Rumble bristle. He too
Never.
said nothing. The popcorn machine hummed to life as Scootaloo flicked the row of switches on. As the whirring grew in volume, that smell truly started to take over the store. Oil and salt.
I'm hating on this too
hotter
much.
and hotter. Heat and grinding
But I mean,
gears. Spinning
Maybe.
ceaselessly.
Oh, maybe.
Liquid pouring from the crevices.
Maybe. Hold up.
Liquid gold which...
Hey, don't leave it open while it's heating.
Boy, I'm gonna snap that dude's neck, bro. What was his name? I already forgot, but I'm gonna snap your neck, bro. See, that's how non-important you are, bro. I already forgot your name, bro. That's how non-important you are. Now, my memory ain't bad, bro. My memory is not the reason. You just suck. That's the reason.
Scootaloo
Stupid.
blinked.
Sorry.
She mumbled, closing the
That
glass
dude's a
door
debt to society,
and
bro.
locking
He
the
should be the one
acrid
dead.
stench away. Rumble
Foreshadowing.
only looked at her.
That
Couldn't
dude
even seem
dead.
to find
That
it
dude
in
in this
him to
creepypasta,
shrug.
bro, he dead.
After a long moment, he cast his eyes back down to the floor.
we never met
and
him before, he
continued to
dead.
sweep.
He
So,
dead, boy.
did you check out Shutter Island yet? Remember?
Boy, what?
I lent you the videotape.
Scootaloo shook her head, as if enough shaking could
Boy, no.
dislodge the images caught
Boy,
in
no,
her
he
brain.
didn't. Or she didn't.
No,
Shut up.
sorry. I'm just not really into, like, thrillers, I guess.
Oh, boy, I
Too real,
suspect that
you know?
orange right off, yo,
Rumble
bro.
narrowed his eyes.
I guess.
Yeah, orange.
I thought you used to like that stuff.
Scootaloo
Thinking
only
brown for a
shrugged.
second, bro.
Rumble tried to say something, only he couldn't quite find the
Watch the
words.
FNAF movie,
Sensing the
Scootaloo.
sort
Your
of
mind will
endless
change then.
purgatory of awkward silences on the horizon, Scootaloo cleared.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pausing too much already. Already 11 minutes into my recording. Anyways, the FNAF movie was not scary at all. That Twilight Sparkle, if you remember me telling you what I liked and what I didn't like about the FNAF movie, I don't know if I mentioned that or not. I did not like that it wasn't scary. It was not scary at all. I didn't even flinch at all. And y'all know me, I get scared easily. Go watch my FNAF 1 gameplay if you don't believe me. Would Chica kill me or Freddy kill me? Hold up, I don't remember what happens if this happens. Okay, I take back everything I just did. I should have just ended the recording like a normal human being. Instead I had to... Chica's gonna kill me. Chica's gonna kill me. Chica's gonna kill me. Fred. That was quick. Yo, why don't you give me a time to... But, or FNAF 2 gameplay. Got Carlton, you a mastermind, bro. That is... I just now realized. FNAF 3 gameplay, I became a trampoline. Just guess. Just hope it's on the right one. Hope it's on the right one. Hope it's on the right one. I'm dead. I turned into a trampoline. Go watch that video. You'll see what I mean. I get scared really easily. And I didn't get scared from that movie. I was extremely disappointed. I was really disappointed in that. It's still my favorite movie because it's Five Nights at Freddy's related and I love it. I love the models of the animatronics and all that. But come on. It's a Five Nights at Freddy's movie and it wasn't scary. I am mad. I'm pissed about that, bro. I really am. It should have been scary.
How many scoops
But it
of
wasn't.
popcorn kernels again?
4. 3 oil, 1 salt. It's on the card.
Scootaloo
Yo,
peeked her
girl,
head out
read the
from
card,
under
bro.
the counter to squint
Obviously,
at the index
what
card
you got to do.
affixed to the side of the machine. It
Oh.
had doubtlessly once held
Thought it was
some
gonna get
very
creepy
helpful
again.
instructions.
That dude ruined it, bro.
But
I'm
the
about
oil
to
had
slice.
caused the ink to bleed,
I'm about to slice.
and now looked more
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
about to
sloppy
slice,
rainbow
boy.
mess.
Oh, rainbow
You
mess.
get to help us make rainbows.
Ooh.
Magical rainbows.
She escaped. Did she
Doesn't
escape?
that
Wait a minute.
excite you?
That might this might be good.
Scootaloo's face contorted
This might be good.
as she tried to force the strange thoughts out of her mind.
This might be good
She
after
made
all.
a small,
I was hating
strained
too much.
sound of concentration.
Oh, I love
and willed
this.
the stranger's voice
Did I still
to
like
quiet,
it? Yes, I did.
though
Okay.
it only seemed
I
to
think
grow
it
in
deserves it.
volume, echoing against the empty inside of her skull.
This is gonna be good. Where the freak my other AirPod? It's charging. I shouldn't unplug
And
that.
then
Boy, I'm gonna kill everyone. Where is my phone? I'm using it for a flashlight. Hang on a minute. Actually, y'all can still see me pretty well, can't y'all? We be doing this for now, and I'm gonna see how much
the bell
battery
over
everything
the door
has.
tinkled softly.
89%.
Scootaloo opened her eyes.
We're not open yet.
100%.
Read the sign.
Oh, relax. It's just us.
Sweetie Belle
Slowly,
Scootaloo? Or Sweetie Belle Apple Bloom? My bad.
wearily, Scootaloo peered over the top of the counter.
Sweetie Belle
The
Apple,
two
Apple Bloom?
mares in the doorway were more
Apple
than
Bloom,
just
Sweetie Belle.
familiar. The sight of them practically rocketed
Apple
Scootaloo
Bloom,
back in time,
Sweetie Belle?
sending thoughts of schoolyard
Boy, I'm gonna snap you.
tussles and
I'm gonna snap you. What the freak does that mean?
name-calling cartwheeling through her mind. They were different. Their namesakes were no longer so prominently and
Belle,
shamelessly
Apple
displayed.
Bloom.
Their faces no longer round. Their manes not quite so perfectly
I'm going to actually.
primmed. But there was no mistaking them.
You guys, I said once or
Sweetie Belle
twice,
Apple Bloom.
not every day.
Sweet
Diamond
sweet
Tiara
girl
made a
apple.
face of disgust.
What the? What? Oh, nah. I don't care if y'all became friends or not, bro. Y'all enemies till the end, bro. Y'all enemies to the core, bro. Nah. We don't like that.
Ugh, we're not here to hang out in your stupid, smelly break room.
That sounds like freaking... Actually, that sounds more like Scootaloo than anyone. Like, that don't sound like no Diamond Tiara or Silver Spoon. Unless I'm just dumb. I know they're grown up now. Shut up. But still, it sounds nothing like them. Unless I'm just stupid. Could be that.
That was just a
Gotta stop
one-time
pausing.
thing.
Scootaloo tried to not imagine what might have led up to this
Scootaloo actually
one-time
talking there?
thing.
Probably. I'm dumb.
Then why are you?
There's something on the sidewalk.
A silence. Scootaloo flicked her ear once, twice,
No.
then dug her hoof into
That
it
is not
to see
Silver
if she was
Spoon.
missing anything.
Or Diamond Tiara. Whoever that is.
silence
That's not one of
remained.
them. No,
Rumble
that's
kept
not.
on sweeping,
That's not.
the broom rushing swiftly over
That
the
is
carpet.
not. I don't care what y'all say.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know, I guess.
Well, aren't you gonna clean it up? It's on your property. That makes it your responsibility.
I don't
burn.
particularly care if you want me to.
Rumble.
Silver Spoon
Rumble, that's his
whined.
name. Stab your
It was a
neck, Rumble.
different
Stab your
whine
neck.
than usual,
I'm gonna stab.
though. Rather than her typical spoiled moaning, there was a strange urgency in her voice. Another silence. Scootaloo, fearing she might burst if she stayed hidden any longer, jammed the popcorn scoop into the bucket of kernels
What do you mean
and
by
sprung
burst?
up from behind the counter.
What you no, like
is
what
it?
like what you
Silver Spoon's shoulders leapt up into her ears, while Diamond Tiara only cocked her head with moderate concern. As Silver regained her composure, Diamond frowned.
That's Silver we can't I gotta stop pausing.
I thought you were teaching.
I was.
I thought
And
you were
now you're
teaching.
working in a video rental store?
And now
Yes,
you're
I
working
am.
in a video rental store.
Diamond,
Sorry.
despite her obvious confusion, shook her head and focused again
I'm
on
not.
Rumble.
Well,
I don't want.
What is it? On the sidewalk. What is it?
Rumble stuttered a moment,
Is it blood?
unable to
Please
find
be
the
blood.
words to
Please be
rebuke the
blood.
intruder. Diamond cast another confused glance in
Hey.
Scootaloo's direction, but did
The
not
horror
linger.
reading. It should be
a
blood.
disgusting mess, okay? I didn't
Please.
look too closely to figure it
Be
out.
blood.
That's
Be
a big
blood.
problem.
Please be blood. Please be
Scootaloo
blood.
grimaced.
Please be blood.
I
Please.
thought you were supposed to
Please
be
be
like
blood.
nice now.
And I thought you were a teacher.
Oh, burn! Oh, you two
Guess
don't hurt me.
things change.
Scootaloo tried not to roll her eyes as Rumble crossed the store, his
She,
burning dustpan
woo,
in tow.
she different.
Once a bully, always a bully.
I mean, not
Scootaloo
really,
supposed
but
there was only so much
we'll
altruistic
go with it.
bossing around you could do, even if it was your special talent.
Some pony must have gotten sick or something.
Rumble said, clearly dreading the job
why
ahead
music
of him.
already?
Scoots, can you bring me the vomit dust or something?
Who's
Silver
gonna
made a
kick up?
face of
Let's kick it
abject
up.
horror at the phrase.
Something's wrong.
Diamond,
Something definitely is
however,
wrong.
blew right
And I love
past
it.
I'm just trying to help. No pony's going to want to come in here with a mess like that out in front.
Whatever, die.
Scootaloo rummaged
Die.
through the many jars
Hey,
and cans
hey,
and
wait a
bags
minute.
under the
What
counter,
die? I don't
searching
want
for
to.
whatever it was Rumble had asked for. She finally happened upon a
You don't know
small
what he
sack
asked
of
for, bro?
something called Vomaway and snatched it up in her teeth.
Bomb
She held
away,
it up for Rumble to see.
boy.
Great. Let's get this over with.
He said,
Boy.
pushing out the front door. The bell tinkled again.
Bomb away.
Scootaloo leapt over the counter, eliciting a brief appalled yelp from Diamond Tiara, and followed Rumble back out into the light of day. The smell hit her first. The smell
It's
was
blood.
not like the smell of the video store.
It's blood.
The video store
Please.
smell was worn in. It
Please.
had come from the same little
Please
things.
be blood.
New
Please
tapes,
be blood.
free popcorn,
Please be
stain
blood.
treatment,
Please.
happening over and over and over again. Each little thing
Be
building
blood.
on
Please
itself,
be blood.
creating
Please
a smell
be
that
blood.
crept up on you, that snuck into your
Creeps
nose
up
and
on you,
scratched at
creep.
your brain, digging out a little hollow of memory.
Ah.
This was not that.
Like
This
freaking
was
Men in Black, bro.
violent. This was sudden and assaultive.
I mean that,
Stinging. This was violent.
bro. That's violent too. Having a memory taken out is violent. What do you
This
mean?
was sudden and assaultive, stinging Scootaloo's nose and
It's the
nearly
same
making her
thing.
gag. This was hot from the morning sun,
I mean,
cooked on the
like
concrete like a fat fried egg. This was metallic and
a
salty
fat fried egg.
and
There you go,
meaty,
Lost. There
a
you go.
smell which Scootaloo had only ever sensed near the predators at Fluttershy Sanctuary. This
Ooh,
wasn't
the
vomit.
predators.
Scootaloo
Blood.
smacked a hoof to
Blood,
her
it's
snout,
blood, it's blood, it's blood,
trying
it's
to
blood,
keep
it's
out
blood,
the
it's blood, it's
smell,
blood.
though it had already made its home there.
It's blood, it's
She
blood,
couldn't
it's
even
blood.
call
It is
upon the
blood.
words to
It is
describe what
blood.
she was smelling. Rumble made a long, low sound of disgust.
Oh. What the hell is
Boy,
that?
I will smack
Diamond
that.
Tiara poked her head out of
I'm not gonna lie. Oh, hey, I didn't mean to click C. I actually smashed my freaking pinky again. That actually hurt. Y'all shut up, man. Y'all
the
mean to
store
me.
and held a handkerchief daintily over her snout.
Y'all mean.
I told you, it's a
That actually hurt.
disgusting mess. I didn't stick around to find out what kind.
Your soul's a disgusting mess.
Rumble groaned,
Roasted.
trying to cover his own snout as he leaned down to get a closer look at the thing.
Boy.
Against her better judgment,
Put. Yes, I guess her better judgment. Push his head into it. Oh, I'm gonna die. But let's rewind. Let's rewind. Let's
as
Let's
he
hear it all the way
leaned
through.
down to get a
Come
closer
on.
look at the thing. Against her better judgment, Scootaloo crept forward and peered over Rumble's shoulder. The mess was mostly liquid.
Push it.
It looked
Push
a
his head
bit
into
like
it.
an
Come
oil
on.
spill, she thought.
Come on.
It had the same shimmering
Push his
quality
head into it,
that
but come
oil in
on.
the sun often has. She
Bruh.
couldn't recall the name for it,
Bro.
but its color shifted as
Push
she
his
did.
head.
It seemed to be in motion,
Push it.
undulating against the sidewalk like a snake or a
Symbiote?
jellyfish.
Yo,
All
Venom,
the
you over
colors
there?
of the rainbow leaking out one by one.
And it was so
Well.
beautiful that even a simple machine could do it.
Scootaloo winced against the echoing
I'm loving
voice
this, bro.
in her head.
I'm loving this.
At the center of the pool of the colorful liquid was a jagged hunk of something. Scootaloo found that, try as she might, she couldn't quite bring herself to look directly at it. It wasn't very large,
What is it?
perhaps only the size of
Is
a
it a pony?
hamburger, but
Oh,
it
no.
seemed to
A
almost
brain?
pulsate when stared
brain?
down. To
What is it?
throb.
Not
It
like.
was red. Mostly
Like, what
red,
is it? Like,
with little
actually, what
veins
is
of
it?
white stretching
That's
through
with
it.
3.
It
Make sure my
looked
audio
kind
good.
of like marble, she thought. Kind of like a leaf. White along one edge, too, even though the edge was torn nearly to shreds, as if it had been dropped into...
What I tell you. What I tell you. I get scared too easily, bro. What I tell you. Hold up. Oh. Oh. Oh, that hurt me. Oh, that hurt. Ooh. Ah. Okay. I just thought my life left before my eye, bro.
Rows of alternating blades.
That is so loud.
Biting at the air, whirling and snapping like a hungry monster.
I can already see
no,
why
no,
this
no,
one.
no, no, no.
I can already
No,
see why
no,
this
no,
one.
no. Mm-mm.
Scootaloo skidded
Yes.
backwards, hooves
I can-
scrambling along the sidewalk as she tried to
I
distance
can already see
herself
this
from
one.
the mess.
Music in the
She
house and the
closed her
heartbeat.
eyes against the brutal
Meow.
onslaught of vibrant images
Shut
that
up.
flashed through her mind.
Fight me.
Only the darkness there
Don't,
behind
I don't
her
wanna die.
eyelids seemed to make them all more vivid. Rumble moaned. He shuffled slowly along the sidewalk,
Did he get hurt
doing his
too?
best
What
to avoid
happened?
the puddle, which bled out from the chunk.
Pass me the stuff, Scoots.
That's not. That isn't. Just don't touch it, okay?
Rumble furrowed his brow and looked back
Boy,
at
I will
Scootaloo.
smack.
I'm not gonna touch it. Just give me.
Give me just a minute, guys. Yo, bro, I'm recording a video. Well, you better hurry up, because I'm recording a video. Well, I'm reacting to a video 15 minutes in. The video's an hour and 11 minutes, so Quite a bit. I appreciate that. No idea what it means to me. Boy, shut up. I like being a woman. I didn't say that on camera. Y'all didn't hear nothing. Anyways, I gotta go, bro. Bye. Y'all ain't hear nothing, bro. Y'all ain't hear nothing. Oh, that's pretty cool right there. Y'all see that? Spinosaurus and T-Rex. Anyways, that is a T-Rex, isn't it? Yeah, T-Rex. I think. Anyways, y'all didn't hear nothing. Y'all didn't hear nothing.
Give me the stuff.
Scootaloo
I'm not
sucked
editing
in a
that
small
out, bro. I'm not-
breath and tucked the sack under her wing.
Seriously, Rumble, I don't think you should go near it.
What are you two bickering about now?
I thought she said something else. I
Rumble,
was about to
Are
snap
you
someone's neck.
okay?
Rumble set his jaw, giving Scootaloo one last scathing look.
Fine. You want to be difficult? Be difficult.
He spread out one wing to force Scootaloo away from the mess and dropped the dustpan onto the ground near the puddle.
Boy.
Before Scootaloo could even summon a single word, he was sweeping the chunk into the dustpan, snout wrinkled
you
as the
dumb?
smell wafted up into his face.
Boy, you dumb.
It seemed to be making his
Probably
eyes
filled
water.
with cyanide,
Then
boy.
he paused. He looked down into the dustpan. His breath hitched and he seemed to freeze, immobilized by what he saw.
You are the dumbest person alive.
Oh, shit.
Rumble blinked.
Boy, I was.
What's going on?
Rumble, what is it?
Scootaloo asked.
What, is it a
her
brain?
knees nearly knocking.
Why are they taking so long to explain what it
As she
is?
tried to not turn and gallop away, wordlessly, emotionless. Rumble lifted the dustpan off
What
the ground.
is it?
Long strings of shimmery goop pulled at
What
it,
is it?
as if trying to hang on to their source.
Is it
He
Spectra
dipped it
from a
carefully
pony?
towards Scootaloo,
That would be
giving
really
her a
cool
look
if it was.
at what was inside. The chunk had rolled as he swept it into the pan. What had
What
once been
is
face down,
it?
soaking in colorful liquid,
Is it a
which
head?
now covered the sidewalk, was turned to the sun. Though it too was soaked through with the slippery substance, Scootaloo recognized the texture. Fur. Fine yellow fur.
Yellow.
Matted with what Scootaloo now understood to be viscera. The rounded edges of a purple cutie mark biting into one jagged corner. Scootaloo felt her chest tighten. She turned.
Is that Fluttershy? No. Fluttershy's cutie mark is. Boy. I'm looking at a pony butt right now. Oh, I didn't like that sentence, but her cutie mark is purple. Boy, what in the world? Boy. But that can't be Fluttershy. No, Dash, you didn't do my girl
turned
like
her
that,
head
bro.
skyward
Actually, Dash is my girl, so I think I should. Never
and
mind.
watched as Cloudsdale drifted lazily by, the ruins of the weather factory looming over Ponyville. But for just a moment was all it took.
For who is that pony not Fluttershy to someone else that's yellow and have purple cutie mark? I mean,
Look, you know the stories.
The mayor grumbled, scribbling in her notepad.
All that urban legend nonsense. They've been getting a lot of traction again since the weather factory shut down and caused all those scheduling issues a few months back. Fools love to turn nothing into something.
Scootaloo shook her head.
I don't understand. Are you saying I imagined the chunk of pony meat on the sidewalk?
The officer glanced up from her notepad to glare momentarily at Scootaloo.
I'm saying little ponies love playing little pranks.
So what was it then? A hay burger dipped in motor oil? Come on.
I don't know, kid. You tell me.
Scootaloo opened her mouth to reply, but found the words caught in her throat. The officer stared at her, eyes half-lidded and bored, mouth turned up into a joyless smirk of superiority.
Wait.
Boy.
You think I did this?
Sure would make the paperwork easier if you did.
Why the heck would I mess around like this? I'm an adult. I have a job. I'm actually trying to do my job right now, believe it or not.
The officer blinked once, slowly.
You're Scootaloo, right?
How'd you know, bruh?
Scootaloo's brow
She
furrowed.
famous.
She took a cautious step back from the
Man, my
officer,
voice cut out there.
one
We don't talk
stunted
about it.
wing flaring to protect her cutie mark from view.
So what if I am?
The officer shifted her weight from one hoof to the other,
She in trouble with the
gazing
law.
suspiciously at Scootaloo as she did.
She's a prostitute.
I heard about what happened. That's all. You're on
I don't even know if y'all heard that or not. If y'all did or didn't, it don't matter.
sabbatical because of it, right?
That has nothing to do with this. Could you
Don't get
just...
mad at the officer.
Aren't you supposed to take this thing back to the lab and run tests on it or something?
Boy, you
Or
run from Ted.
something.
The officer muttered. She tucked her notepad back into her breast pocket.
Any pony I can reach out to regarding your incident?
Any
Not
pony
repeating that.
I can reach out to regarding you being a massive...
At long last, the officer painted on an artificial and condescending smile.
Have it your way, kid. I'll be calling your supervisor this afternoon.
Scootaloo made a sound, intending to be dismissive and nonchalant, but coming out the opposite. She didn't get out any words at all before the officer turned on her heels and trotted in the other direction. She did, however, manage to stick out her tongue in her general direction. The spot on the sidewalk where the chunk of pony had
So you
once
still a
sat
kid, bruh.
now had a small
Still
wet
a
sign
kid.
floor placed over it, one which Rumble had frantically dug up at the request of the police officers. Other than some remaining rainbow slick which glinted menacingly in the sunlight.
Also, motor
there was
oil
no
is
sign
not
of
rainbow
anything
colored.
having
I don't know
gone
why
wrong
it's
at
just
all.
now clicking in
And
my brain.
if the officers were to be
But it's
believed,
equestrian, so who knows?
nothing had. Diamond Tiara, who had been slumped on the curb in front of the store, caught Scootaloo's eye and waved her over. Scootaloo hesitated, looking over her shoulder for signs of Silver Spoon. She spotted her blabbling shrilly to a few male officers, Rumble standing beside her
Mail office.
and looking a little more than exhausted. She turned back to Diamond, a hoof held to her chest, and mouthed, "Me?" Diamond nodded and waved her over a second time.
Wait a minute, what?
You okay?
She asked as Scootaloo plopped down beside her. Scootaloo gave her a suspicious glance.
What's happening?
Don't make me answer that.
Fair enough.
The pair watched silently as Silver Spoon waved her hooves in the air, no doubt sensationalizing the whole thing. Rumble looked on, nodding enthusiastically when needed.
Bruh.
Some officers scribbled furiously in their notepads, while others seemed less than charmed by the whole act.
So...
I can be an actor,
Rumble
bruh.
and Silver Spoon?
Get at me.
I wish I knew. Whatever it is, it's annoying.
Scootaloo wanted to laugh, but the genuine bitterness in Diamond's voice made her bite her tongue.
A song
Have you
for
ever
a
heard
student.
these urban legends the officers were talking about?
Somnium.
I don't remember those sorts of things getting passed around when we were kids.
I don't think so. I got most of my campfire stories from Rainbow Dash, and I don't remember anything about the Weather Factory.
Diamond nodded.
I would have thought some of the students at Twilight School would spread stories like that. I guess I'm not really in the know on that sort of thing anymore.
Yeah, it's weird being old.
Yeah.
The crowd was thinning.
She said
now.
Rainbow Dash's
More and
name,
more officers
and no
peeled
flashback
off,
came.
having given up on Silver Spoon's
Why?
wild exaggeration. Silver Spoon, to her credit, didn't seem to be
That's
slowing
just a
down
cuss
in the
word, Laws.
least.
Hold up. You guys shut
I'm
up.
Sorry.
My bad.
I honestly thought it was just some drunk pony's barf, not, you know.
It's okay.
Not some
I
flesh?
don't want you getting in trouble.
Well, I won't. I didn't do anything.
Diamond
Scootaloo
seemed
talking, or-
taken aback.
These voices do not sound like the characters, and I don't like it. I mean, there's people out there that can do characters from MLP. Get them on here. I am about to waste my time and look it up. No, I'm not gonna look up their voices. I might do that afterwards and then put another part in there. But I can't record for too long.
I know.
I'm going to be, but
She looked at
I mean,
Scootaloo with a mix
I don't know
of
who these ponies are
apprehension
because
and
their voices
longing.
are not like the
Her
freaking
lips seemed
shows.
to quiver in anticipation of words she could
Not
nearly
even Scootaloo's.
form. and yet
I mean,
were trapped
dang.
at the back of her
Like,
tongue.
Magpie
She
can do
swallowed
Scootaloo's voice,
hard,
can't she?
opened
Pretty
her
sure.
mouth, and closed it again. Questions going
mean, like-
unasked. Scootaloo pulled her rear legs up onto the curb, curling
I
herself
mean, maybe it does sound kind of like Scootaloo. Maybe it does, and I mean, but that does not sound like no Diamond Tiara or no Silver Spoon.
into a tiny
Alright, everyone. So here, I wanted to say from what I remember, I'm not gonna look it up because I am that positive. I am that positive that those voices do not sound like Silver Spoon or Diamond Tiara. That's how positive I am. I'm not looking it up. You know what? Literally, as recording this vocal or voiceover, my bad. Which I guess are kind of the same thing. But anyways, as recording this voiceover, I'm thinking more and more to myself that I should just freaking search it up. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do that while recording this. Yeah. We gon' oh snap. Hold up. Yeah. I'm recording y'all just seeing black and white. Shut up. Diamond Tiara. Diamond tip drill bit. No. My bad. Oh, they look smoke. That was a joke, everyone. That was a joke. I don't know if y'all be able to hear this or not. I'll turn it up for y'all, but here are the voices for Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon. Now, I know that they're supposed to be quote unquote older in this, but here we go. I'm gonna turn it up for you guys. I'm gonna make sure I'm still recording as well. Hold up just a minute. Alright, Tess and Teddy 1 3. We y'all still recording? Okay, here we go.
Wow. Look at the new bug pony. It's pest pony. It sure is. Ew. I might have known you'd end up with the worst cutie mark ever.
Y'all hear those voices? That was the first one talking was Diamond Tiara. The second one was Silver Spoon. Yeah. I don't even know if y'all be able to hear it. You know what? I'm gonna play it again, but I'm gonna turn my microphone all the way up, so this might be a little loud. And yeah, I got probably a bit of editing to do with this one. But hold up just a minute. Let me go back to my thing. Test and test 1 2 3. That's all the way up. Okay, I got some editing to do on my part, but it's all right. Let's go.
Wow. Look at the new bug pony. It's pest pony.
That was Diamond Tiara.
It sure is.
That's Silver Spoon.
I might have known
Diamond Tiara.
the worst cutie mark ever.
And then Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon laughing. I'm gonna turn this back down now. Hold up just a minute. Alright, let me see if that's good. Test and test 1 2 3. Alright, everything seems to be good. So, yeah. That was Diamond Tiara and that was Silver Spoon's actual voices. I mean, they're not the same. I mean, this whole reaction, I was like, who is... I didn't continue to mention it. At least I don't think I continued to mention it. But, like, I mean, it's just... There's people out there that can do Diamond Tiara's and Silver Spoon's voice. Like, bro... they don't sound like the same voices to me. They don't sound like Diamond Tiara or Silver Spoon's voice to me. Comment down below if you agree. I don't. But I'm going to stop interrupting y'all's viewing pleasure or whatever. And I'm going to go. I hope y'all guys do enjoy the rest of the video. And yeah, just regarding anything I say about the voices, I mean, if y'all think they sound similar, comment down below. Let me know. I know, like the voice actors, they're really good voice actors, whoever did their voices, which it shows at the end. So y'all will see at the end of the video who does their voices. Because surprisingly, I watched most of the credits. I know, I don't think, I think I watched all the credits actually. Anyways, y'all see who did their voices at the end. The voice actresses, stumbled over my words there. Those voice actresses are really good voice actresses. I'm not complaining about that. But I wish they could have got somebody that actually can do their voices. I mean... But they did portray them pretty well. They did portray the characters really well, but the voice is just not right. At least that's what I think, okay? But the voice actresses are good. I ain't going to complain about that. I'm going to stop interrupting y'all now. Hope you guys do enjoy the rest of the video. See y'all in the next one. Peace out.
ball. The
Like,
loud yellow
I'm
from the
telling
wet
you, it
floor
don't.
sign shouted to her from her peripheral vision.
Yeah,
begging
saying,
for
don't
her
slip
to
and die.
look, to flash on all those horrible images that bombarded her mind more and more often.
Boy, let it
Daily
continue
now,
bombarding your
more
mind.
than daily. She remembered when they were only an occasional terror, not a constant one.
Why did you come back?
No?
To Ponyville. I mean, teaching at Twilight School seemed like the perfect thing for you and your friends. Did something happen?
No, just I
Just
don't
checking my microphone, alright?
know. It wasn't as right as it seemed to be, I guess.
Are Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle still teaching?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it at least, right? I'd hate to think you spend all those
I
years.
really don't feel like talking about it, okay?
Diamond
Hey,
blinked.
you don't feel like talking
Her
about
hoof,
it, boy.
raised in gesticulation, slowly dropped back to the sidewalk.
Trying to do commentary.
Okay.
It's very difficult.
Sorry, I guess.
The last
guess.
officer said something rather stern and final to Rumble.
Gonna be no light.
Though Silver Spoon seemed yet
That's pretty good. I like that. That's actually good. Why did I do that to begin with? All I had the phone is just sitting like that. I mean, it's giving a lot of light until the light goes off.
her babbling tapered to a low whine, and Rumble gave her a pity pat on her shoulder. Then Rumble's eyes landed on Scootaloo. There was something strange in them, a look of concern that seemed to stretch beyond what they had seen, and into some entirely new realm of depravity. Scootaloo swallowed
Depravity?
hard and waved
Freak
to
that
Rumble.
mean, boy?
He waved back, said
What freak
something
did that
else
mean?
to Silver Spoon, and trotted over to the curb.
How'd it go?
Rumble scratched the back of his head.
Yeah, it's Sweetie Boo. It's,
They asked.
I said Sweetie Boo. It's not even Sweetie Belle to begin with. It's Silver Spoon. Sweetie Boo. Oh nah, Sweetie Spoon. Oh nah, I just made a whole new ship. Oh no. Oh no. That I didn't mean that. Hey, fandom, if y'all see this video, don't get some help. Sweetie Spoon or Sweetie Boo or whatever I say. Y'all rewind. Nah, I meant Silver Spoon. She getting arrested? Please.
Asked a lot of questions.
They can't
My bad.
seriously think we called the cops on our own prank, can they?
I don't know, Scoots. They asked a lot of questions about you.
The words struck ice into Scootaloo's heart.
Me?
Scootaloo get
Yeah,
arrested?
talking about some incident at Twilight School. Wanted to know why you were back in town, or if you talked to any of us about what happened. Do you know what they're talking about?
No.
Scootaloo felt her heart clench in her chest.
No. That's weird.
Rumble and Silver Spoon
So
shared
you
a
do
look.
know what they talking about
I
then.
mean, the way they kind of
Bruh.
talked about you, it sounded
It
like
doesn't matter.
Scootaloo said.
So you
trying to
definitely know what they're
maintain the
talking
cool
about.
nonchalance
What are they talking
that she
about?
was
Is it the
once
Rainbow
known
Factory? Like
for.
what happened at
She
Twilight School?
jumped out from the curb and pushed past Rumble and Silver Spoon.
They're just dumb cops. Want an
I
easy
mean,
answer
you're
so
not
they can
wrong,
get back
but,
to their
like-
coffee and donuts. Am I right?
She looked back at the trio by the curb. All of them wore some variation of the same worry, some true concern, some paranoia in which crept up from their stomachs
What about
and settled in the back
Diamond?
of their throats.
Did she?
Diamond Tiara avoided eye contact.
Okay,
and
maybe she
Silver
does care.
seemed more scared than anything else.
Well, you was
Rumble,
scared to get
however,
there.
held Scootaloo's gaze firm and strong.
Well, but I'm gonna take your eyes and
Scoots,
rip them out, feed them to
they
the wolves.
think you did something, and not a
Boy.
prank. Like actually hurt some pony.
Scootaloo's heart stopped.
She probably did. I
The
ain't gonna
trio
lie.
of ponies before her maintained the same look, the same scared, worried face that said, "Don't feel sad, but don't get too close."
Ooh, you better stay far away.
You think I'd hurt some pony?
Better stay
No,
far away,
of
bro.
course not. We just
Oh, yeah.
well,
He lied.
Scoots.
Boy,
we just don't want you to get arrested.
Maybe it would help if we knew what happened at Twilight School.
Nothing happened.
who did she
I was
hurt?
having trouble sleeping.
No. Wait a minute. Is Scootaloo gonna become like Rainbow Dash? Wait, no. Scootaloo gonna start killing ponies and turn them into rainbows? No, she won't. Oh, that would be sick. But no, she won't. Oh, yeah. This is gonna be one of my favorite creepypastas if that's the case. Holy crap. Rainbow Factory will always be my favorite because this originated from Rainbow Factory, but that would be sick. Woo!
And
I'm
so
excited
Twilight put
now.
me on a sabbatical till I was feeling better. It's not like a big deal or anything.
Scootaloo tried to smile, at
Ooh,
once bright and
I'm
sleepy,
excited now, bro.
praying that no one would
Ooh, I'm
ask any
excited now.
follow-up questions. The trio seemed
I'm excited, bro.
hesitant, waiting for Scootaloo to crack, but with no such luck.
Well, did
Obviously.
you tell them that?
Any pony I can reach out to regarding your incident?
Any pony I can reach out to regarding you being a massive. Yeah, something like that.
Why have you been sleeping so badly?
I don't know. I've
Something
been
like
having
that.
nightmares, I guess.
You just, oh, you said that to a
Yeah,
cop, bro. That ain't
nightmares.
good.
They can't arrest me for nightmares, okay?
I
I
never
mean, they
said they
can.
would arrest.
Can you guys stop with the third degree? We just saw some traumatizing and I'd really like it if you quit grilling me about it.
There was a long
Boy.
silence. The sun, always an afternoon sun in
Smack you, bro.
August,
That was
regardless
a little
of the
better.
time of day, baked
Oh,
the
that hurt.
sidewalk with its golden orange light.
Oh, here we go. About to
Scootaloo
go
couldn't
dim.
tell if the sharp
the light be
smell was
perfect
her
right here?
nerves, her
About to find out.
imagination, or the little remnants of that slick
far, good. Hurry up and go dim.
viscera
Ow,
that
that
still
hurt.
lingered on the concrete. Whatever it was, it made her want to gag.
No, I don't think it
Sorry.
would be nice.
We just want to help.
That's exactly what you said when you came into the store this morning. Look, I'm just
Yep.
trying to get some distance from the School of Friendship junk right now, okay? I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about it if I don't have
There
to.
we go.
Silver Spoon nodded.
Oh, that's really
Okay,
dark.
we understand.
Oh, that's
Great.
so freaking dark.
Scootaloo nodded once more
Dang.
and turned to head back into the video store.
That hurt my hand. That, like, actually really hurt my hand. Ow. Boy, how do I do that? Like,
Autumn
fluent?
crept up slowly, but its
That was a
final
good one, but I
pounce
hurt.
was
Faded
swift
memories.
and
Eric
violent.
M.
The
Music.
yellow sign stood
Music.
resolute
Boy.
outside the video store,
I gotta stop. That's
fading
actually
into the
starting to hurt.
waning sun,
That, like,
just
hurt.
like the
Ow.
leaves
Yo,
on the
y'all see it? It red?
trees. The puddle of Celestia knows what was gone after only a few hours.
Okay.
But there remained a not a smell exactly, an aura, Scootaloo supposed. She avoided the area at all costs, as did Rumble. Ponies came in
Heard something,
and
my
went.
bad.
A few who recognized her and grilled her ceaselessly.
Hard to get scared, bro.
Weren't you teaching?
That hurt.
I
Yeah.
thought you moved to Canner a lot.
That's red, bro. That hurt.
Are you
That
still
hurt.
friends with those other fillies from your childhood?
No.
Plus some more humiliating and patronizing comments every now and then, just to keep her humble.
I thought it was so wonderful of Twilight to give a pony with your condition some reliable work.
You're such an inspiration. Still making it work after all these years.
Always Pegasi,
What?
always condescending, always met with a forced smile, and a strained
Yep.
and a quick transaction,
I wish they wouldn't talk to you that way.
Rumble said one day. Scootaloo popped a stray piece of popcorn in her mouth.
What way?
You know, like you're broken or something. It's
Ponies always talk to me that way. Always thought it was kind of rude to earth ponies and unicorns. Like I'm broken for having stunted wings, but they're somehow fine. What's up with that?
You don't have
Huh.
broken wings, bro.
Guess
You literally
it's
flew.
the whole cutie mark thing then.
And Rainbow Factory.
What whole thing?
Ah, you know, all the folks gave me about being a blank flank. When we've got all these other creatures without cutie marks, it's just weird.
Scootaloo noticed for what was somehow the first time that Rumble was,
That dude not have a
indeed,
cutie
still
mark.
a blank flank. He hit it well, a too
Oh,
big
nah.
vest, and a certain positioning of his wings. There were some things you just didn't question, and a missing cutie mark at his age was one of them.
Of course, now there's all the talk of adult blank flanks on the rise. So, who knows? Maybe it'll finally change.
Boy, no, it
Scootaloo
won't.
cocked her head.
There
Boy.
is?
Rumble looked up, caught like a
Bruh.
deer in the light of his own thoughts.
Boy, you a
His
deer
cool
in the light.
aloofness suddenly spotlit and crumbling.
My bad, lost. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, I guess. Though, I heard about it on the radio or something. I don't know.
Then it
Scootaloo
fake.
made a small dismissive sound to Rumble's
it
obvious
fake.
relief and popped the popcorn machine open to take another scoop. The smell of standing oil hit her like a wall, and she scrunched up her snout in distaste. Rumble laughed suddenly, a forced thing, just to move the conversation along.
Hey, you'll never guess what I saw today.
What?
A poster for the Rainbow Factory.
Scootaloo stiffened, but said nothing.
Like a prank one. Something some fool slapped together to spook the other kids. Maybe the cops were onto something.
The what?
The Rainbow Factory. You know, what all those cops were going on about?
Scootaloo impatiently gestured for Rumble to continue.
You've never heard that story?
No. What is it? Super
Oh, she
popular
never
or
heard of it.
something?
It's like a mandatory campfire story at flight camp.
Scootaloo arched a brow.
I'm now just realizing you probably never went to flight camp.
Great detective work. Fill me in.
It's pretty simple.
Rumble said, cheeks glowing and eyes skating to the floor in obvious embarrassment.
Here we go.
Pegasi who can't fly get fed into an evil machine that grinds them into rainbows. Something about how Celestia used to make them, but she lost the power after she banished Luna? I don't know. It's been a while.
Scootaloo set her jaw and looked down at the ground.
Sorry. It's not exactly, sensitive. Just something they use to scare the anxious foals into the first big jump.
Scootaloo did her best to hide her expression as the bile rose in her throat. She gently coughed and tried to think of something, anything, that wasn't that was safe, that was familiar. But it was no use.
Boy, nothing
The
familiar,
voices
bruh.
pinged about in her head like loose marbles, tripping over her every thought.
What do you mean you saw a poster?
I don't know. Like a recruitment thing, I guess? Telling fools to go up to the factory. I just assumed it had something to do with...
You don't think that's weird?
I mean, yeah. That's why I'm telling you. It said something about, contributing to society? That was a big theme in the story. Contributing to society.
You get to help us make rainbows.
Scootaloo screwed
that
her
crackling.
eyes
I
shut
hate it.
as the memories came flooding
move behind me.
back. Hazy, muddled, dreamy fragments, cut and pasted together without much care for sense or narrative. A blur which rushed past her every night as she tried to sleep, which haunted her while she was awake, which followed her every step for reasons she could not comprehend. She tried to sigh, but the sound caught, and it came out a strained little thing. She remembered the dreams, and she remembered other things too.
Scoots?
Suddenly there was a hoof on Scootaloo's shoulder, trying to be firm and
Oh,
comforting,
rip that thing off, bruh.
even as
Rip it
confusion
off.
rattled the pony
Rip it off,
behind
bruh.
it.
I'm gonna rip
Rumble
your hoof
looked
off,
into
bruh.
Scootaloo's eyes
Like,
with
that's
as
what you
much
should do,
courage
Scoots.
as
Like,
he
I
could
mean,
muster.
Bad
okay,
thoughts,
Scoots?
remaster Doc Somnium.
Scootaloo shook her head to
Somnium.
clear away the worst of it.
Music. I forgot to read the music
Sorry.
part.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
No.
Rumble's lips
Okay, well,
pressed
she's
into
fine.
a thin line,
Don't
and
know
he
why,
let his
but
hoof
she's
drop
fine.
from Scootaloo's shoulder. He looked at Scootaloo like he wanted to talk, that odd longing burning in his eyes as he stealthily avoided her direct gaze. And yet, his mouth never opened.
Oh, what? You look like a nervous chihuahua. Just spit it out, dude.
That seemed to snap him out of it. Rumble blinked
Why
once,
is he nervous?
twice, then took a small step back.
I just feel like there's something you're not telling me.
Scootaloo
you be right
shrugged
about that,
and turned
but
away,
shut up, bro. It ain't no your
her
business,
attention
bro.
back on the
She
counter.
don't like you. You shouldn't
Maybe
like
there
her.
is. Why do you think you deserve
Why?
to know?
That was the worst
Rumble said quickly,
response. Because
pulling
now
up a
he knows that there's something you hiding, bro. That was the worst response you could have done.
beside Scootaloo at the counter.
Now he knows you're hiding
just-
something, bro.
I feel like I might need to know.
Scootaloo grit her teeth and held in a telltale sign of resignation.
Or maybe
she
you
could feel
do.
her
But
shoulders
what's it to
creeping
you?
up towards her
I mean, like, go
ears
ahead and tell him
as
now,
she tried to
Scootaloo.
keep her composure.
You want to be stupid about it?
And
Go
then-
ahead and tell him. I mean, like, go
The
ahead.
bell of the door chimed, and both ponies snapped to
saying.
attention, customer service smiles overtaking their uncomfortable grimaces. Diamond Tiara stood in the doorway. Only her. She sort of crept in,
Only her.
her head held rather low, scanning the store in flinchingly quick motions of the head. She didn't say anything at all, only took a few cautious steps into
I've
the
been
empty
recording for
store and
50
stood
minutes.
silently as she
Subscribe, like,
peered
comment, bell
over the
notification, share.
shelves.
Diamond,
Doing it for
you
y'all.
alright?
Diamond looked up,
We're only a
as
little
if
halfway
noticing Rumble for the first time.
Bruh.
Hey, is Silver here?
Rumble's
No.
brow furrowed.
She dead?
No.
Oh, she dead?
In fact, I haven't seen her since.
Shit.
Wait a minute, she could be dead.
Diamond hissed as she pounded a hoof into the carpet. Scootaloo cocked her head.
Boy,
Is everything okay?
my bad.
She's. Well, nobody seems to know where she is.
The look in Rumble's eyes shifted from one
I mean,
of
why you care, bro? Y'all
annoyance
dating?
to one of outright concern.
Lesbians.
Since when?
Since last night.
Diamond mumbled, an admission she hadn't wanted to make.
I hate my life.
Scootaloo and Rumble shared a look.
I'm not the only one,
I
right?
should have checked to make sure she got home last night. She
Yeah,
said she
maybe
had
you
a
should've
weird
done that.
feeling, but I told her she was being paranoid.
Boy.
Why would I say that?
Scootaloo
Because
went
you
cold.
a jackbutt.
A weird
Y'all
feeling?
thought
Diamond looked up at Scootaloo, her eyes dark and steely.
y'all thought I was
She
gonna
said
hit
she
the
saw
didn't y'all?
some pony. They were hanging around outside the library last night in some dark hood. I told her she needed to go home and get some rest. That was the last time I talked to her.
She remembered that.
Is that Rainbow Dash?
She remembered hoods. Dark hoods.
No.
A crowd of them,
Rainbow
bearing
Dash.
down on her.
Oh, that's the security
Scootaloo made
ponies,
a small
bro.
strangled noise.
Bro,
entirely
wait a minute.
involuntary. Head snapped towards her. For a moment, they were hooded. But in a blink, they were her friends once again.
Scoots?
Does that sound familiar? Do you know where she is?
Scootaloo sucked in a small breath.
I think so.
Oh, that's some good bass. Probably
It
sound
was
good with
cold
the
up
subwoofer I
here.
got.
It was something that Scootaloo had little experience with. She was mostly okay with that, even if she sometimes looked to the
She
sky
flying
and
now?
wished that she could come and go as easily as the other Pegasi. The ease of it had changed.
I mean, it looks like you're
In the
flying,
recent
Scoops.
years,
They can fly,
Princess
Scoops.
Twilight
Like, I
had been
don't
pushing
understand.
hard for Earth Pony and Unicorn scientists to play their part in weather control and design. And so there were now what other ponies called an elevator up to Cloudsdale. In reality, it was a hot air balloon tracked on two metal poles, but the title stuck. One thing that hadn't been accounted for, though, was the temperature. Pegasi could adjust to the chill of the cloud layer, but Earth ponies and unicorns weren't so lucky. Despite that, no extra layers or heating system was provided on the elevator. And so, it was cold up here. Cold as it was, though, no pony's teeth chattered. Their breath rose in little puffs of steam and mingled with each other in the cold autumn air
Since
before
Scootaloo
joining
couldn't
in wispy bits
fly
of
her whole
clouds,
life.
which
She's
drifted
normally
through the
not through the
basket.
clouds, so she's
When the basket,
getting cold.
at
Is that what
long
I'm getting at?
last,
Is that what
passed
they're getting
over
at,
the
or
top
whatever?
of the clouds, the trio of ponies inside it saw another column of steam
bad.
rising into the night sky.
Whoa.
Diamond's breath caught in her throat, though she said nothing. Scootaloo chewed her lip nervously.
Why
What?
is it still running?
Rumble shook his head.
I mean, it can't. It's abandoned. It shouldn't be producing anything.
Scootaloo didn't bother stating the obvious. The elevator came to a sudden and violent stop at the top of its poles.
Don't scare me, bro.
Diamond yelped in
Alright.
surprise as she was shaken from side to side. Scootaloo tried to reach out to steady her, but found that even the tiny shift in weight sent the balloon tilting to one side, and she quickly stepped back into her place. They looked
Get back
up
in your place,
at
bruh.
the factory. It had an impressive silhouette, though not a beautiful one.
Dead marshes.
It wasn't
Then
anything more than a
vet.
drab gray
Then vet.
cube, rising dark against an almost equally dark sky. And yet it seemed to pitch forward at a precarious angle. to loom down upon those who approached it, contained only by the broken down chain link fence.
Remember to stay on the path, Dai. We don't want you falling through the cloud layers.
Diamond nodded solemnly.
Yeah,
She
they
was
can
the
walk
first
since
to
she
step
can't.
out of the balloon. Rumble and Scoots followed closely, the empty basket swinging behind them. Scootaloo
At
could
least that
feel
one
that
dude can
bit of
fly. I keep
Pegasi
forgetting his
magic
name,
stirring
but
up
at least
inside of
Button
her
can fly.
chest,
That's Button,
though
man.
it felt oddly weak.
I forgot his name. Shut up.
Suppressed by the fear which made her hooves
I'm
quake
forgetful.
and her lip tremble.
Shut up.
Her hooves sunk into the cloud layer deeper than they perhaps should have. Hey, Rumble whispered, nudging Scootaloo with one wing.
What's the plan exactly? Like if
Die.
there's a bunch of big ponies up
To
there
die.
holding Silver Spoon hostage, what do we do?
I don't know, dude. She's your mare friend.
We're really not putting labels on it right now, so don't.
For pony's sake.
Scootaloo
They dating?
hissed. She put on a little speed,
Boy, Silver Spoon is
passing
mine.
Rumble as the trio
Boy,
approached
Silver
the
Spoon
front
is Sweetie
doors.
Bells, actually, boy.
Though they were enormous, the
I mean,
doors to
like,
the
come
building
on
were
now.
only simple sliding glass, long ago shattered by passing vandals. As they grew closer, the motion
Can't believe we made
sensor
that new
seemed to
ship.
catch them.
I'm assuming it's a new
and
ship.
The
I
doors
don't know.
shuddered as they tried to crawl
But I
open.
think I just made it. If it
Diamond
isn't.
was undeterred. She stepped right through the convulsing frames
That's frozen, isn't
and
it?
into the factory beyond.
Oh, I think they just said that. I don't
Scootaloo,
know.
however, paused.
Wasn't really paying attention.
She
to
had
what I'm
never been here before. She was certain of that.
Yes, you have.
Factually certain. She would never have had a reason to be here. She
You've been
never
to the
should
Rainbow
have
Factory.
even snuck in here before.
I mean, you've been
And
to
yet,
the Rainbow Factory.
an overwhelming sense of deja vu
Didn't you?
washed over her.
Yes, because
as
you've
she
been there.
stared up at those walls.
Boy, did
There
you
was a
forget?
feeling here.
How could you
Scootaloo
forget?
couldn't put words to it
You got
if
your
she
memory
tried,
like the Men in
but it
Black
felt
thing.
heavy with
Uh,
familiarity. A feeling which tugged at her
I could edit that, but I'm not going to.
chest,
Maybe I will.
threatening
No, I
to pull her down through the cloud
Back
layer
itching,
and
bro.
send her plummeting to the earth below.
What? I
Rumble
wasn't
caught
listening.
up to Scootaloo, and, after giving her one strong look, followed Diamond inside. Scootaloo, however, was rooted to the spot.
Boy,
She
I'm
stared
rooted to
up
my
at the
life.
factory.
Okay, so get over
It
it.
chilled her, more than the icy wind, and more than the thought of what
Oh,
might
boy,
have been
what?
happening to Silver Spoon. Perhaps
some
even
help.
more than what she'd found on the
Get
sidewalk.
some help.
The factory windows looked like eyes, but that wasn't what scared her. The doors shook and crunched, trying to eat her as she passed. Scared her. Factory windows looked like eyes,
Oh my
but
goodness.
that wasn't what scared her.
What scared you, bro?
The doors shook and crunched, trying to eat her as she passed over the threshold. But that wasn't what scared her either.
Then what scared you?
There was something.
And this is the face of someone who just got done crapping the crap out of themselves. Let's all pause for a minute and pay tribute to this massive crap. All hail the crap. Come on now, everyone chant it with me. All hail the crap. All hail the... I'm gonna go get me something to eat while I recover for what just happened. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, I'm back. I got me some 3 hot dogs, boy. Got me some good food, boy. Got me some rent. Got my whole meal in here, boy. I've been recording for 1 hour and 3 minutes, and I'm not even. And I'm not even 3/4 of the way through. 3/4 of the way through. I think it's shaking up, don't y'all?
Not entirely true.
But that scared me, bro.
You're worthless
God,
to the
jump
flock
scared.
as a pony.
Something so close to the surface that she could almost.
But you still have purpose. purpose to all the ponies in this land, far and wide.
Could almost grasp it, and yet...
You get to help us make rainbows.
I like that, but what's going on?
Magical rainbows.
I love that for
And yet,
y'all, but like, what's
could
going on?
not.
Doesn't that excite you?
It's hot. Boy,
And then she remembered.
only thing exciting me
It
is
hit
recording
her like a
songs and making
wall,
videos.
like a hoof to the stomach. Tunnel vision took
gears.
over. Memories of those shuttering doors when they were new and sparkling, and pushed through them as they slid neatly and quietly aside. The smell, the salty,
How would you
oily
forget
smell
about
of
what
liquid
happened?
leaking
Like,
out
how
of...
would you forget what happened?
Scootaloo yelped, hooves scrambling involuntarily against the cold concrete as she darted into the corner of the factory. She remembered hoods. So many dark hoods. And yelling, shouting, screaming, growling, and barking from a dozen ponies who reached for her, who reached angrily, who grabbed without regard to safety.
Get away! Get away! Don't touch me!
She screamed, her voice small as it echoed through the grandness of the factory.
Scootaloo! Scoots! Calm down!
Some ponies shouted. Rumble, maybe? Hard to tell. Scootaloo's hooves shot
Boy.
out from under her as she hit a slick spot, and she found herself careening across the factory floor. As she tried to get her bearings, some pony else touched her. One of the hoods, trying to grab her.
Diamond Yara, baby?
her,
I mean, you forget she was there?
She threw a punch. It landed. And then she was back. Rumble was on the
struck her mark.
floor, holding his cheek with one hoof and biting down hard on his bottom lip. Even as his face contorted
That
in
dude went,
pain,
bah!
he held back any
That
and
girl
all
went,
sound,
bah!
instead only breathing hard and heavy as he tried not
Ouch.
to whimper. Diamond stood behind him, one hoof on his shoulder, looking
Hot.
warily at Scootaloo. Scootaloo's chest rose and fell in ragged gasps. She sat up and lunged forward a bit, intending to comfort Rumble, but the two ponies before her flinched away.
I'm sorry.
Scootaloo whispered. She reached out with one trembling hoof.
I'm sorry. I just...
This is what happened at Twilight School, isn't it?
Scootaloo's breath hitched.
Maybe.
She remembered that. She remembered the cut, deep and bleeding, oozing out those oil-slick rainbows. The smell overtaking her, a full wailing after being struck. Scootaloo cowering behind her desk. Starlight's look of disappointment as she pushed the paperwork across the table to Scootaloo.
Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you... What is wrong with you?
Nothing!
What is wrong with you? And ow! Why you say it like that?
Nothing's wrong with me!
She moved forward.
Boy, you
Rumble
wrong.
scrambled away.
I don't know. I wasn't trying to... I would never hurt you.
But you did!
I was about to say the same thing,
What's
Dom.
going on with you, Scootaloo? What
I wanna
aren't
die.
you telling us?
Diamond argued, pounding one hoof on the floor.
I've been here before!
The admission
Obviously.
echoed throughout the empty
mean,
building.
Duh.
New to her, but known to these walls for many years.
Stop
But
smoking.
I didn't know! I've been having these
Corn dog
nightmares
smoking,
and
bro.
I've been here
corn
before.
dog
They
smoking.
took me. They took me here. That's
They
why I
not gonna
remember the
believe
smell
you.
and the
They not gonna
rainbows.
believe you.
The rainbows?
Diamond repeated. She shook her head.
Scootaloo, come on! That's a story! This is for real!
It is real.
Diamond.
Listen to me. It's
Then the hooves closed over her mouth.
Is Rainbow Dash still alive? I'm
The smell
hyped.
was
I'm
stronger
getting
in
hyped.
here. It
Oh,
came to
tormented
Scootaloo
soul. My
before
soul better be tormented. I'm
consciousness
getting
did,
hyped.
invading those sweet moments just before the adrenaline hit her full force once again. Scootaloo shot upright.
I'm about to
Her
get hyped,
tiny
bro.
wings
I'm about to
puttering
get
like a
hyped.
bee's
Y'all about
against
to
her
watch
back.
out, bro. Y'all better
It was
watch
dark
out.
here,
Wait a
and
minute.
even though her
Y'all
eyes
watch
looked
out, bro.
open,
Oh, chair
she
out
could
of my way.
hardly
Y'all
make
watch
out her
out.
surroundings.
Y'all watch out. Wait a minute.
warm up the machinery before we brought the fuel. We don't have time for this.
Wait a minute. Is this?
An unfamiliar voice
Is
shouted.
it Dash?
I tried.
Another voice growled in
Ooh, I think I
response.
remember him.
In case you hadn't noticed, this place is abandoned. No pony's exactly looking
Okay.
after the machinery.
Dash
It's
might
got
be dead.
issues.
Well, fix them. It's your job. Act like it.
Scootaloo's ears twitched, and she tried to pin down where the voices were coming.
That sounds a lot like the officer that was talking to Scootaloo. Unless I already forgot her voice.
From.
That sounds.
It was then that she noticed that the darkness had little to do with the lighting in the factory. Rather, there was some sort of sack over her head, and its stiff fabric scraped against her neck where it had been fastened. Strangely, Scootaloo's only thought was how much
think
it
my
felt
best is
like
here.
her vest from the video store.
But
Don't thank me or anything. This is the most we've had in years. Maybe this time, we'll actually get something out of it too.
Oh, save it.
Scootaloo's breath was picking up pace now.
maybe that ain't
She
the officer.
thought that this was probably
Sounds like
what
it.
hyperventilating felt like there wasn't enough air in the world to fill her lungs. And, of course, the harder she breathed, the more
But there is
that
though.
smell
There's too much
struck
air in
her.
the world to feel alone.
That smell. It was coming back to her now, slowly but surely. She remembered that smell with frightening accuracy.
Now where's
A
Dom and where's...
precise metallic sourness.
Why do I keep forgetting that dude's name? The other dude.
Oily saltiness of it.
I keep wanting to say
She
butt,
remembered it
but I know that's not
splattered
it.
over her face and dried into her fur
I
as
obviously know it's
well.
not it, but like...
She remembered trying to chase away that smell for days, for weeks, as a tiny foal who could
For months,
hardly
for years.
understand it.
I finished it before you lost it. You didn't finish it.
What now?
The first voice replied.
Boss?
The boss, apparently. The pony made a few sounds, possibly meant to indicate something, possibly meant to stall for time.
Are we still, you know,
Use your words, you oaf.
are we gonna be processing you know who for the draft? I remember talking about it, but I just wasn't sure if.
Keep your voice down.
But you asked.
We process who we process. It's not your concern.
Scootaloo grit her teeth
Why'd you
and
keep your
tried to
voice down
wrestle
then,
against
bro?
the sack
Like,
around
her,
her
come on
head,
now.
hoping it
smart.
might come loose. She wanted to move slowly, but each calculated twist was magnified by the way her body shook, like a dry leaf in the autumn breeze.
Boy, just run, bro. Just
She
go
thought
for
that
it.
she could hear someone's
Are your
breathing,
legs tied? If not,
sharp
run.
and ragged, voice breaking even as it tried to wheeze.
Diamond?
Even through those tiny gasps, she managed to pinpoint it.
Yo, Diamond.
Silver Spoon. Scootaloo turned,
Well,
ears pricked, trying to
I
pin
was
down
close.
the source of
I
the
mean,
breathing.
I forgot all about her, by the way.
Silver Spoon? Is that you?
Only a whimper in reply. Scootaloo took that as a warning to quiet down, and so she held her tongue and slumped back against the wall. As if on cue, there rang out a terrible grinding sound throughout the factory, louder than Scootaloo could have thought possible. She cringed and pinned down her
It's
ear
back up, bro. It's back up.
against her head.
The machine is
Beside
back
her,
up, bro.
Another
The
pony
machine
sucked
is
in a
back.
desperate breath. Perhaps two. It was too hard to tell. A few of the stranger ponies started shouting at one another. They seemed to be more positive than the other.
That one
bits of
dude is Silver or
conversation
Diamond going to
that
die.
Scootaloo had caught.
I mean, Silver
Though
Spoon's
she
right beside
couldn't be
Duke.
sure.
So I don't
The
think she's
sounds
dead
ebbed
yet.
away somewhat.
Yet.
Sharpness softened even though the volume did
My
not
bad.
increase. The shrill screaming turned into a dull rumble, more felt than heard.
Look what you've done. Now they're waking up.
Scootaloo thought she heard an impact.
This is why the machinery needs to be ready before the fuel delivery.
Let's just get them in then. Get it over with.
Hooves on stone, some pony was trying to run. Scootaloo tried to move, too, and felt keenly the ropes which bound her own hooves together.
Yeah, they're all ropes. I kind of figured the...
More impacts, yelling, commotion. Silver Spoon yelped in pain. Scootaloo began to thrash against her bindings, throwing her own neck wildly from side to side in
Diamond
hopes
runner or
her
like
sack would come free.
Diamond Tiara running
Then,
or...
in a flash of genius, she pressed her head against the wall and shimmied downwards. The cloth clung onto the wall as Scootaloo got her first lungful of fresh air.
Smart, bro.
She shimmied more, and a thin sliver of the scene before her came to light.
Cool.
There were two large hooded ponies, holding
Where?
Silver Spoon down against...
Hey, bro. Y'all see that? Are those eyes? Oh, y'all see my mouse? Yes, I can. Are those eyes right there, bro? Right there. Are those eyes? Bro, those eyes? Bro, they eyes.
the floor.
They look like
Around
eyes.
them stood about 5 more,
Maybe not. They might
looking
be
on
lights, but
in
they
what
look
was
like eyes.
clearly distress, even without facial expressions to help.
Let her go!
The hood snapped
I
up
don't know.
towards her, faces obscured perfectly in the darkness and the shadows.
Let her go! You can't have her!
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, I almost took the chair with me to heaven. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up.
The hood snapped up towards her, faces obscured
Wait a
perfectly
minute.
in the darkness and the shadows.
Let her go!
That is Rainbow Dash. No, that has to be. I will not.
Can't have her!
The hoods were silent.
Oh my god. That's Scootaloo, isn't it?
Oh, okay. It's the Scootaloo. Oh, I almost died up with the heaven. Oh, it's a Scootaloo.
From back when?
Quiet!
The hoods did as they were told. The boss, who was wearing the same dark hood as the rest of her lackeys,
So they wear
stepped
hoods, can't know who they
towards
are.
Scootaloo. Silver Spoon bucked at the weight of the hoods who held her down, but seemed to quickly regret it, and instead deflated into the concrete with a long, low moan. The boss' chest was rising and falling with great speed. Not at all the calm, reserved leader that she projected.
Ow.
You came back.
Scootaloo cringed away from the boss.
Is that boss? Is she Rainbow Dash? I mean, we've learned from this story so far that the voices are not accurate. I'm getting a hint of Rainbow Dash in there. I mean, I don't know. I'm just getting a hint. But I mean, I don't know. I really don't. That could be Rainbow Dash. But it don't sound like her at all. But it could be. I mean, no, that can't be. Because the Lost narrator can do Rainbow Dash's voice. she could do Rainbow Dashes and Applejack. So that ain't Rainbow Dash. It can't be.
her shoulders climbing towards her ears.
That's not Rainbow Dash. If
I
it is,
don't
I'm
know
gonna
what
be.
you're talking about.
Of course
I said I was gonna be kind of disappointed, but no, I won't. That better be Rainbow Dash. I know it's not.
we took you when you were young, you little runt. Some pony let you escape.
She remembered that. She remembered some pony holding her around the barrel, not nearly as violent or careless as the others. She remembered whispered instructions. Some pony telling her to go, to run as fast as she could.
Who
and
though?
run she did.
Will they let her?
Right
Will they
off
let us
the
know?
edge
Like,
of the cloud lair.
Never did
Well.
find out who. We decided to process a few over it, though.
Scootaloo closed her eyes
They killed a few over
and
it.
tried to shake the feeling off. The intense vertigo.
Process?
The feeling of falling,
Y'all turn them into
spinning,
rainbows too?
branches scraping her face, bones shattering against the
Wow.
rock-hard earth.
I see you're just as stunted as ever. Good to know we were right all those years ago. You're not worth it.
She is too!
Rumble. Scootaloo's head snapped to her right, and she saw
Rumble, that's
Rumble
her
and
name.
Diamond slumped
his name.
against each other.
bad.
They both seemed to be fighting to get their hoods off.
And so is Silver Spoon. Let her go!
The boss cocked her head and turned her shadowy gaze on Diamond.
Why should we?
Diamond seemed to hear the boss's
I mean,
hooves
she has a
along
point.
the
Like, why
concrete
should they?
and forced herself back against the wall.
Like, Bangle is
What
the little
use
brat
does
like
she
you.
serve
Like,
to
come on.
society, All this magic wasted on a pony born to be a spoiled brat. Doesn't it make you angry? Doesn't
No.
it make you seethe?
It's funny. It's free. A lot is wrong with me. Shut
Scootaloo
up.
demanded, kicking wildly at the boss.
And you're worse than useless. Spreading our magic so thin we can barely get off the ground anymore. Teaching all those other creatures how to
This is
use
Generation
our
5.
magic.
This is Generation 5.
Did you forget where you came from? Did you forget you were a Pegasus?
Scootaloo's mouth hung open like a dead trout. She could
Why?
hardly understand the words which flew so easily from the boss's mouth.
I hope that's Dash. I know it's not.
Imagine the good we'll do by redistributing your magic to the rest of the Pegasi.
Scootaloo's brows furrowed.
What?
Wow.
Oh, silly me. You probably know it as rainbows. All that oil slick that leaks out of you when you die. We toss you in the machinery and collect the magic that comes out. So it's not wasted on the likes of you anymore.
Silver Spoon thrashed again. Some pony hit her this time.
It's the fuel that keeps society running. And it's the debt you owe us for not making good use of it. All of you. An adult blank flank, a Pegasus who can't fly, and two spoiled bossy brats.
I mean, she.
Not gonna get away with this.
The boss has a point though. Like, she has a straight point, bruh. I ain't gonna cap.
We
She has
have
a
been
point.
for longer than you've been alive, Runt.
The boss replied. She then looked over her shoulder and
What'd you
said,
say?
Get away with this.
Oh,
We
you
have been for longer than you've been alive, Runt.
The boss replied. She then looked over her shoulder and said,
Take her away.
A chorus of screams and grunts rose up
If that
from
ain't
the
Rainbow
trio
Dash,
still
because if it
slumped
was,
against the
Rainbow Dash
wall.
would have wanted to kill her
Scootaloo
right then and
thrashed
there.
wildly against the ropes which
Well,
bound her,
Devil's
and Rumble
Organ.
tried to flee against the concrete floor
Jimmy,
towards Silver Spoon.
On
He didn't get far before the boss kicked him squarely in the face
Hate that name.
and sent his scrawny frame
Devil's Organ, I
rolling
hate it.
backwards. Diamond Tiara, at last, managed to free her mouth from the sack over her head. She lined
Finally.
herself up and
Took you
pushed
long
off the
enough,
wall, flying over Rumble and landing beside the boss. She stretched out her neck and bit down on the boss's leg as hard as she could. The boss screamed wordlessly and began to shake her leg, trying to detach Diamond as if she were a wild animal. To her credit, Diamond held on, even if the sack over her face was soaked with blood and slick. sliding down her eyes and hampering her vision.
Rumble! Rumble, are you okay?
Rumble groaned, coughed and spit up a mouthful of blood and slick against the inside of his sack. The hoods were scrambling now. 2 were still holding on to Silver Spoon, but the rest seemed caught.
Wait a minute, weren't their legs tied together? And are they walking? Or did... Scootaloo's not walking, but Diamond is, right? I mean, like she lunged over... I keep forgetting his name. They just got done saying...
Now, 2 were still holding on to Silver Spoon. Spit up a mouthful of blood and slick against the inside of his sack. The hoods were sliding down her eyes and Rumble groaned.
Rumble.
Silver Spoon began to buck, caught in the state of confusion and...
Alright. Rumble. Oh my... I'm not joking around. I'm not. I keep wanting to say button. It's not button match, bro. My bad. I don't know why I said that in the beginning, because now I have it stuck in my brain. Oh my freaking gosh. What was I going to say now? Oh yeah, aren't they tied? Like, I mean... Rumble, he was tied. Like his legs? I mean, yeah, I know what I'm saying now. Yeah, Diamond jumped over Rumble. But I mean, aren't her legs tied together? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they untied them and I just missed that part. I don't know.
Turmoil, clumsily helping the boss or meandering towards Rumble and Scootaloo. Silver Spoon began to buck at her captors, her head connecting with some pony's chin.
Hold on to them! Hold on!
Scootaloo strained harder against the ropes. A few hoods seemed to finally notice her and lunged in her direction, only to be tripped by Rumble's outstretched hoof.
Bite it! Bite it!
Rumble said, shoving the ropes in her face. Scootaloo did as she was told and began gnawing at Rumble's ropes. The boss got one hoof pressed firmly against Diamond's head.
Boss is mad, boy.
Hard, away from her leg. Diamond still did not let go, and a blood-curdling scream.
Well, Diamond Tiara is dead, people.
As the boss
Diamond Tiara is definitely dead. That scream kind of sounded like Dash, I ain't gonna lie.
The boss stayed upright only for a moment, before unceremoniously dropping to the floor in an unconscious heap. Diamond spit out a hunk of flesh, gagged, and coughed up a little bit of something before scrambling across the wet concrete towards Silver Spoon. Even thinking about what that must have felt like in Diamond's mouth. Warm, soft like a peach, but also wet and throbbing.
I'm about to actually... Ooh, I just got done eating, bro. I just got done eating. Oh, that was a mistake.
Made her want to hurl.
Me
but
too!
She bit down hard on the dry rope with her mouth and tried to let the fear take over. Like a miracle, the ropes gave way under Scootaloo's teeth and Rumble was free. Rumble's hooves flew apart, and he dove in immediately towards Scootaloo's ropes, untying them in a fit of shaking and panting.
Yeah, were their wings tied together? I mean, like, if his legs get untied, his wings will still be tied. But didn't they say the wings tied unraveled?
Like in blind terror. Some pony grabbed Rumble. He kicked. Some pony tried to grab Scootaloo. She bit. There was an odd lack of urgency in their actions. Some sort of hesitation that was more than simple confusion. Fear, maybe? Regret, perhaps? Or maybe their only hesitation was in their lack of a leader, and their ability to perform without orders.
You're talking about the freaking goons, okay.
I've got her! I've got Silver! Go!
Trusting that Diamond would not lie, Rumble and Scootaloo took off like shots. Their legs trembled with every stride, the floor seeming to shiver under them as they made their way through the darkness into the broken sliding doors. Hoofbeats followed them in the distance. Diamond and Silver, to be sure, though Scootaloo looked over her shoulder just in case. The hood stood in the frames of the shattered doors. They did not dare cross the threshold. only stared out at the world beyond.
That's a nice image, bro. The
And
factory
suddenly,
hut. I like that.
it clicked. It wasn't quite fear of death perhaps, but mostly it was incompetence. These ponies weren't professionals. They were just ponies. Scared ponies, trying to do what they thought was best. They didn't have any training. They couldn't take any pony in a fight. All they could do was lie and murder tied-up foals. Scootaloo paused. For a moment, she considered going back for them. To do what? She wasn't sure. Maybe ask why. Maybe push them over the edge of the cloud lair.
Don't go back.
Maybe beat them to a pulp herself.
I mean, you get arrested.
Maybe try to help.
What the f? Why are you stopping? Go! We're almost there!
Rumble cried, shoving Scootaloo further down the path.
Yeah, listen to him, bro.
Scootaloo kept running.
I might want him
and her
to
hooves sank into the clouds.
listen to him.
As if her
Like, listen
magic
to him,
wasn't
'cause-
quite as good as it once was.
So they're all losing their magic. Like G5? I mean, I'm just saying. G5 hit different these days, boy. I mean, tell you, G5 hit different.
The chill of autumn was in full force now. Posters of the running of the leaves were starting to pop up here and there. Bright and happy things. An artificial
enough,
orange
dark,
against the gentler hues of the slowly turning trees. Scootaloo had tried to go to the police.
Slowly turning
Of
trees.
course she had. Who wouldn't? But when she walked into that precinct, ready to show her injuries and bruises to the cop who had dismissed her, ready to march them up to the weather factory and emerge triumphant, she had paused outside the sliding glass doors. She had seen the cop from before, the one who had written the hunk of pony flesh off as a prank. She had seen the bloody bandages, the gauze wrapped around and around her leg, the way she limped across the room. She had thought better of it. She sent a letter to Twilight. Scootaloo was still in Ponyville. Her nightmares were a little different now, but she still held on to them like a security blanket, refusing to let them fade into the recesses of her memory.
Why would you refuse
refusing
that,
to
bro?
Forget.
Why?
The door to the popcorn machine hung open. She let the smell and the warmth wash over her. She remembered the way the blood in the slick had smelled as she tried to clean it from Diamond Tiara's fur, and she held on to that too.
Trying to clean it.
She had to.
Hey, Scoots. Popcorn?
What?
Scootaloo blinked,
That
shook her
dude
head,
casually asking,
and pulled out a
popcorn?
mounded
Like,
scoop
bro.
of popcorn,
Nah.
which she poured into the candy-striped paper bag. Rumble took it from
Candy
her
bear.
and put it into the hooves
That
of the
might be
young
one of my next
foal.
videos.
She beamed up at Rumble.
Pretty soon, probably.
Thank you.
Need help.
Rumble smiled back.
Who
though
the
his was
freak?
weak and weary.
Sure thing, kiddo.
Oh,
The
okay, it was
bell
a
above
kid.
the door tinkled
I thought he said Scootaloo.
softly as she
Maybe
left.
he said kiddo. I don't know.
Rumble and
Or kiddo.
Scootaloo stared mutely out the
don't know.
front door as the foal trotted happily away, not a care in the world, blank flank on display.
I heard
Boy.
Twilight and friends managed to get a handle on things. You know, on the down low. That's good news, Scoots.
Scootaloo shrugged.
I
You
don't
said
know.
it. Twilight and Friends.
It happened before. Who's to say it won't happen again?
It won't. I know it won't.
Scootaloo didn't
Foreshadowing.
reply. She only watched as the
gonna
shadow of
happen again.
Cloudsdale passed over Ponyville.
What happened to the freaking elevator then? Did it just disconnect and just fall apart? Like, what happened? If Cloudsdale moved and won't the elevator just collapse? I mean, like, what happened to that? Ooh, at the Rainbow Factory. Your soul gets through. There ain't no Rainbow Factory. Nope, I'm off. I'm off. It's a remix. Magpie Pony being Scootaloo. I mean, I guess I can see that. Okay, it did sound a little like Scootaloo, but Mary Medley, Diamond Tiara, Silver Spoon, The Life on Clouds. Yeah, Life on Clouds. Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, they did not sound like themselves. I mean, I know they're supposed to be older, so their voices won't sound like exactly. But, I mean, also, who was the boss? Like, we never got that. Like, I mean, thumbnail provided by Vlad the Voices. Vlad the Voices. Yo, Vlad get the voices. End credit song Rainbow Factory Waltz by Apocalypse Penguin. Okay. Alright, well, that's the end of it. Oh, I hope y'all guys did enjoy. Oh, man, that was a whole movie for me, bro. Woo! Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, subscribe, like, comment, bell notification, share. And as always, I will see y'all in the next video, which might be a live stream. I don't know. I might do this Home Sweet Home, a Candy Man's Tale, the full story. This one right here. I don't know why it's saying I watched it. Oh, yeah, I think I was just seeing.
Original at best, or worse, used as a freakish puppet for her amusement.
Yeah, okay, so I think I was just doing this just to see if it was actually a reading or not. And yes, it is a full-on reading. Home Sweet Home, a Candy Mare's Tale, the full story, Christmas grimdark audio drama. I want to see it. So far, I didn't watch this much into it. I just skipped and was watching like a few seconds.
She watched as bits of the Candy Mare's melted licorice hair rolled across the floor to rejoin.
Roll across, bro. That sounds amazing. Y'all want to see it? Comment down below. Well, we're gonna watch it anyways, whether y'all comment down below or not. So get over it. Hope you guys did enjoy. And as always, peace. By the way, I did say this, but I probably should clarify. We are going to be live streaming this because it's such a long video. It's 2 hours and 49 minutes. We will be live streaming it. So that will be a live stream on that. So I hope you guys do enjoy. And I know I'm probably going to. I love freaking Candy Mare, bro. Man, I love that freaking creepypasta. Peace out.